Hi everyone, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to be playing through a game that is currently on Kickstarter called Santorini, Riddle of the Sphinx.
This is a fully cooperative expansion for Santorini, which is designed by James Van Niekerk as well as Paul Saxberg, and it's published by Roxley Games, who are helping sponsor this playthrough. In this game, we are going to be working together to try to complete some riddles that the Sphinx has laid out for us. We have to complete objectives and hopefully not lose.
That's right. The original game of Santorini, if you're not familiar, was an abstract game that was mainly competitive. And so this game features a storybook type board that is fully cooperative. And so today, as per usual, we are going to start with a teach of the game and then go straight into a two-player playthrough. But before we begin, we do need to mention that this is considered a prototype copy of the game, which means things are subject to change in the future.
Now, if you are interested in the campaign, there will be a link in the description down below, which you can check out at your leisure. Lastly, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing.
And with that, we are ready to begin. So if you'd please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for a two-player game of Santorini, Riddle of the Sphinx. Welcome to Santorini.
Thank you, Seaport City.
Yes, and if you're familiar with the original game of Santorini, things may look similar. We have a couple of buildings already set up here, as well as our 4 builders on the map.
Yep.
And so if you've never played the original game of Santorini before, the way that game works is players would compete to outbuild each other, basically.
Yep.
On your turn, you basically move to another space and then you build one of these buildings. And the buildings come in 4 parts. There's the first layer, which is just the very bottom layer here, followed by a middle layer and then a top pre-dome section, I guess. And then the very, very top is this blue dome.
Right.
So it's a 4-part structure that you're trying to build, and you never deconstruct a building. And so in the original game, if ever you could not move and then build on your turn, then you automatically lose.
Right.
And so just so you have an idea as to what the basic rules are, I'm going to move one of my workers over here just for more space. When moving, you can move to any of the squares surrounding you. So you could even move diagonally. But when building, you have to build in an adjacent space as well. You could not build in the same square that you're standing on. But you can build to any height, but it must be in the order of the building construction. So if you're building on an empty square, then you always start with the first layer. But say on my next turn, I could move and then build the middle layer on top of that. So I don't have to be at any height, I guess, to build a building upwards.
Meaning you don't have to be on that first stepping stone of another building to then construct the one above it.
Exactly. So on my next turn, I could move again and then build the next piece on top of that, if that makes sense. Now, when moving, you can also move on top of buildings, but you can only move a maximum of 1 level. So I could not move on top of this building since it's quite tall now. But if it were still on the 1-layer piece here, on my turn, I could move my piece onto that building.
Yep.
But again, you're building to a square adjacent. So I would not be able to build on that piece. But say, for example, somehow I was able to get to the very top of this, and the only way to do that would be to stepwise move.
You would need
upwards.
to have structures around it in order to get up to it. But
Exactly.
just for example purposes
Just for example purposes, I'm very, very top of this building here. You could jump off at any height. So I could move down to this space here, even though this is a very tall building. So anyway, I hope that made sense. Those are the original rules for Santorini specifically. You must move and then build on your turn. And if at any point you cannot do that, then you lose the game.
Yep.
So the way that this expansion works is the expansion comes with a map. And the map is campaign style. It kind of tells you which pages that you have to play in the riddle book to fulfill that campaign.
Yep.
There are ways to unlock certain things, mainly god powers, which was also a part of the original game. But otherwise, each riddle is sort of standalone, meaning you don't have to play with the exact same group every time. They're also labeled according to difficulty. And so today we're going to be playing Seaport City, which is technically an easy map, although we didn't do so well the last time we played it. We'll see how it goes this time. And for those familiar with the original game, there are some changes to gameplay specifically for this game. So you already know that it's fully cooperative, but now on your turn, there are 2 other types of actions that you can take instead of moving and building. And these actions are going to be very integral in helping you beat the scenario, because the one major change that they made for this game is when you build, you have to build from pieces in your own supply.
Yes.
So you don't just have the entire supply of pieces to build from. You have to sort of earn that supply, which is probably one of the more difficult parts of the game. Each riddle will have a certain number of objectives. And so in our riddle here, we have 2 objectives and an ace. In order for you to just win the riddle, you only have to complete one of these objectives. And so objectives are going to come in the form of these objective coins that are sort of scattered around the board. And so in order to complete those coins, you have to build up to the level that's shown on them. And so for these 2 coins here, we basically just have to put a first level piece on those squares in order to complete the objective. Once the objective is complete, then it gets placed onto one of these circles here. And as soon as all 4 of these silver objective coins get placed here, then that objective is complete. And so as you can see, these 2 coins require us to build to a height of 2 each. As soon as we're able to complete all of the objective coins here, we also get a reward which says that we add any building piece to our stockpile. And then we choose one of the discarded god cards and return them to the deck. So the god cards we'll talk about in a second. In addition to the silver coins, this specific scenario also has 4 gold objective coins that we need to build. These rules follow the exact same rules as the silver ones. It's just on the other side of the board here. And as soon as all 8 of the objective coins are completed, then our scenario ends immediately, regardless of whether or not you complete any of the other objectives. So that is in general how each riddle works. Similar to the previous game, if at any time you choose the move and build action and you cannot either move or build, then this scenario ends immediately. It doesn't mean you lose the game, because if you were able to complete even just one objective, you technically win. But you want to complete as many objectives as possible because there's a map where you can unlock certain rewards that'll help you throughout the campaign. Now, in our specific riddle, we actually start with 1 level 1 and 1 level 2 in our stockpile. So we're going to keep our supply down here. And so just so you know, on your turn, instead of moving and building, there are 2 new actions that you can take. The first action is gaining a god card. So the way that god cards work in this expansion is the setup instructions in the riddle tells you which god cards to put in the god deck. And then we shuffle the entire god deck and we put out 3 in our queue here. And so on your turn, you can just take one from the face up and put it in front of you. Each player can have maximum 2 god cards at any given time, and each god card comes with a specific piece that you now gain onto the card, and any player can build using that piece. So Demeter here will give me, I think it's a level 1
Looks
piece
like the base, yeah.
here that I'll put on top of my god card. And we'll put our god cards off to the side here.
Yep.
Now, the god cards, just like in the original game, give you your own power that you can utilize optionally.
Yeah, an asymmetric power just for you.
Exactly. And so this power says your worker that builds may build a second time in a different space neighboring the worker. So this power is going to be specific to me because I claim the card. But say, for example, on Naveen's turn, he can build using this piece if he wants to. Now, the thing is, as soon as you build the piece on the god card, that god card becomes cleared, and then now you must discard it. So that is sort of how you can gain more of them, because you need to discard it whenever it's cleared. But also, at the bottom of each god card is a specific quest. And so if you're able to fulfill the quest, then you get a reward, which is typically a piece of your choice. In the case of Demeter here, if you can clear it while using its power, which means I would have to use this piece on my turn, then I complete the quest and I get that piece, that building piece, which would be nice. But if Naveen were to use that building piece, then we wouldn't complete the quest, if that makes sense.
Yeah, getting these resources, meaning the building blocks, is going to be very challenging, and it's kind of the crux of this whole expansion.
Yeah, probably the main challenge, I should say. Alternatively, if we are really in need of pieces and can't or don't want to get god cards, we can take the third type of action, which is soliciting the help of the Sphinx, who is
gamble,
putting us in this position in the first place, right? So this is a game of chance. In order to take this action, you roll the Sphinx die, and the die is going to show one of 6 colors, and only 4 of them will provide us with a reward. So in this case, I rolled the white, which means I get to remove the white piece off, and I get whatever the building piece is here, which in this case is a middle piece. This comes off the board, though. So now, in the future, if I roll a white, it's going to be a skeleton skull symbol.
Death.
And anytime you roll a skull, you must remove one of your workers from the game permanently. So there's definitely some risk.
It is a game of chance.
It is a game of chance. So otherwise, that is it. Those are all the new rules when playing with this expansion. Although there is something with this board, and it is the bridges. So this is specific to this riddle. Bridges will help us basically move from one side of the board to the other, but you cannot build across. So it's only for movement. Similarly, I could not move from this space diagonally to that space. You literally have to follow the arrows. And again, I could not be on this spot and build on this space. You have to move across it in order to get to the gold coins. And I believe that's it. Am I missing anything?
It seems like it.
Yeah, I think that's enough basically for us to get through this scenario. And for those wondering, I believe this is a not a standalone expansion. You need to have a copy of the original game in order to play this cooperative expansion. And I think the Kickstarter also has an option for a deluxeified version of the base game if you're interested in that. So I think we're ready to begin.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think, though, we have to decide because these are the 4 starting spaces. We just decide where we want to go, and then we roll to see who goes first.
Okay,
So what do you think?
I kind of like the idea of us being kind of the way we were set up.
Oh, okay.
Because you only get to take every other turn, right?
Yes.
So if like you were to go here and do something, then I would like to be able to then build off of what you've done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Versus you having to take, both your pieces and go over there and figure it out.
And I think what we did last time was we built all these silver coins before building the gold ones. I don't think that's an actual rule.
No.
And that put us in a bad position.
Terrible position.
So I think what needs to happen is maybe these 2 workers stay here and build all 4 of these, while these 2 move over here and build these 4.
Yeah,
right?
because one thing we didn't teach, you are not allowed to just straight up move into a place where one of your teammates are.
Right.
So there's going to be some blocking. So last time what we did was we crowded and we had no way to get out. And so we were just kind of toilet bowling ourselves. So, okay, yeah, I agree. I think we should try to do something like this. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Feel free. Oh, no, you have to roll the die.
Oh, you want me to roll the die? Okay.
To see who goes first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I rolled a 0.
All right, I think I'm going first then, right?
3.
A 3. Okay, here we go. So I am playing as the gray pieces, and Naveen is blue.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start by moving and building.
Yep.
I'm nervous about this, clearly. So I'm going to move my piece, my worker, this way.
Okay.
So that's one move, and then I'm going to build. I'm going to build here.
Okay.
So I have to start with my first level. The objective coin gets moved on top of the building because it's not done, and that's it. That is my turn. We only have this one piece left, Naveen.
Yeah, so that means I could technically move here and then place it on top and then be done. But I think I kind of want to start exploring that way just a little bit.
Okay.
But I have no pieces that we need.
Okay.
So I definitely am going to want to take a god card that contains a base piece.
So all 3 of these are going to get you a base piece. If you want to know what their powers are, Perseus over here says you may move into spaces containing other figures. When you are in an occupied space, move again.
Okay.
Prometheus says your worker that moves may also build 1 block before it moves in addition to their normal build.
Ooh.
And then Demeter, which we discussed during the teach, says your worker that builds may build a second time in a different space neighboring the worker. These are all prototype. This is just for the playthrough, but the final cards are going to be much better quality.
Okay. What do you think of me taking Prometheus?
Prometheus?
They all come with bases,
Yes.
which I need. So
Yes.
let's take that one.
Okay.
Because I think I was planning on, or I wanted to start moving into this gold section, but I don't think that's going to be the right move.
Because you can, with Prometheus, you can build first. So what are you thinking about doing?
So I'm thinking with this character instead of this one, building with the block that came with Prometheus onto here, completing this one part of this first objective, and then getting my move, and then with the second upper piece, completing that portion of the objective.
Okay. So I'm glad you're telling me that.
Yeah.
Because then because then that's your entire turn.
That would be my entire
right?
turn.
Okay. So let's get a new card. We
Yeah.
have Triton. So each time your worker moves to a map border space, it may move again. And map border spaces are identified by this dot on the corner. So this is a border space, and so is that.
Let's see, move a little faster.
So, wait, this says clear this by building on a map border. So, okay, I like that plan.
I think I still have to do it, right? So
Well, no. So that was your action. Because taking a god card is an
taking a god
entire
card.
action.
Yeah, so I got to go back.
So you're back there, which
Yes.
means that's what you're going to do next.
Yes.
So actually, you know what? Because I really don't want to move this piece backwards, I really want that one to go forward. I'm going to take Perseus.
Okay.
Because Perseus is going to allow me to move into a space containing your figure.
Okay.
So when you move there,
You'll
on
use
my
this
turn,
one to
I'll
get
use
through.
it to go through. Yeah. So
Nice.
this gets me a
Base.
level 1 piece. And then we have another god card. Oh no, it's our last one.
This is the last one.
Irene?
Okay.
Irene? I actually don't know how to pronounce that name. This one says if your worker builds in a space that neighbors another figure, it may build a second time. Okay. So our ace objective says after collecting the last objective coin, have at least one block or dome left over, either in the stockpile or on your god cards.
So basically, don't completely use every single building block.
Yes, but you can use every single god because I think there was a scenario that benefited us to have a god left over, a god card left over in the queue. That's not
This time
here.
it's like use the gods.
Use the god cards. All right, so it's back to you.
So what was my plan again? Yeah, it was using Prometheus's
Yes.
power. Your worker that moves may also build one block before it moves.
Yeah.
In addition, so this is going to be it. So the base,
Uh-huh.
it's going to go here.
Yep.
That does complete this one small segment, 1/4 of the way
Hallelujah.
there.
We have our first objective coin completed.
Then we're going to move and then do the move and build. So
Yeah.
then the second piece. So now this one's going to go on top. Okay, so
Yay.
both of these two halves of this objective are done.
Yes.
Okay, so
And that's your turn.
that's that. But we completed Prometheus's quest.
Ah.
So because I was able to clear off this building block right here by using Prometheus's power, or in the turn I used it, then the quest is successful.
Yes, and that is going to be the majority of the quests that you'll see.
Yeah.
It says default. That's just using the block while using its power on your turn.
There's going to be other gods
Yes.
in the future that
Yeah.
may change that up, but for this particular scenario, that's the case. So, what kind of building block do you think we could benefit from?
Let's see. I have a base. We're going to definitely need another base.
We need bases all the time, so
should
let's
we
just do a base.
Get another base.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, these all provide bases.
They do. Okay, so how many bases total are we going to need? So you have one, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, you want to get a base?
I mean,
I'm going to clear this so I can use this to get a middle.
okay,
I'm going to clear this quest. So you want to get a base?
base.
Okay. And that base goes into our supply.
Apply. And then now Prometheus, as being a god that was used and
It's
is
discarded.
discarded, yeah.
So the thing is, as soon as we complete the silver coin objectives, we get to choose one of the discarded gods and return them to the deck. So we're going to be able to use these gods again.
Potentially again, yeah.
One of them.
One of them, yeah.
All right, so that's your turn.
That was it.
Back to me. I'm going to use Perseus's power. So you may move into spaces containing other figures. When you are in an occupied space, move again. So this is a move
So
and
you're
build
breaking the
action.
rules by using
Breaking the rules.
them.
Because I moved into there, I move again. So I'm going to move here.
Free move.
Or should I move up here? Maybe I'll move up here
Okay.
because I want to be able to build here. Or you on your turn should take a god power. Well, I guess we'll get there.
No, I see what you're saying. So you would not be using Prometheus then. You could just go like this.
Yeah.
Unless you want to use Prometheus.
I have to use Prometheus's
to go boom,
power
boom,
because
to clear it off.
the quest requires me to use his power
Yeah. So
to do it. So my thing is, I think that using Triton's ability, because in order to fulfill Triton's quest, you have to clear this by building on a map border, and a map border is this specific space. So I think one of us should take this god card and build here. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be building here right now.
So I was thinking on my turn.
Yeah.
Just moseying on over here and then dropping one of these off.
Okay. So you could do
So-
that with Triton's power as well.
Because that's a corner space,
Yeah.
right?
The only corner spaces that have objective coins are, I guess, is this a corner space? Yeah, this one. I guess it's not a corner space. It's just a map border.
Map order,
So
yeah.
1,
So
2,
there's a tiny
3,
little dot on all
4.
these, yeah.
Those
Even
4.
here is one.
Oh,
See
I
that?
guess the majority.
Where there's not one would be like
Just this one.
this one right here, yeah.
Okay. I'll just move up here so that my pieces can stay up here.
Okay.
All right. So I've moved. I'm going to build on this space here.
Okay.
And I did it in conjunction with Perseus's power. So this now gets placed here. We've cleared Perseus's quest. So what piece do we want?
Yeah, what did we say we needed?
We definitely need a middle piece
And
to
a
build
base.
there.
And a
a
base.
base. Let's just get a middle piece.
Okay.
There. That's it. Because all 3 of these are going to come with a base.
Because you want me to get the god, right? You said
yeah.
Who is it that you said I should get? Triton?
Well, at this point, it's up to you now that we've decided that all of
All of
these.
them. I'll take Triton. Let's
You'll
do
take
it.
Triton?
I'd like Triton to be potentially in the discard pile to get Triton back.
Nice.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, Triton gives you
That.
this. And I guess, let's see. Is it going to behoove us to take any of these? Default So they're
It's more building blocks
Your worker that builds may build a second time in a different space neighboring the worker.
in a different space. Knowing that, we should have had you come here and drop this off there.
Why?
Because then I think you could have went back. No, you couldn't
No.
back.
Let's go back to your turn
Okay.
and take Demeter instead.
Demeter, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you take Demeter, sorry if this is hard to follow.
No, yeah.
If you take Demeter instead,
Yeah.
on your turn you can move this worker
Correct.
here and build here and here.
That's okay. Yes.
Right?
Yes, with the block
Yeah.
that comes with Demeter.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew there was a combination in there. I just
Yeah.
couldn't figure out where it was. But yes. Okay. Perfect.
So this is the heart
Yeah.
of this game.
Okay.
This is where the cooperative part comes into play.
Yeah.
It's a big
I knew there was
puzzle.
something there for this.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
that move. Okay. Got it.
That's why it's the riddle of the Sphinx. We
Sphinx.
all know how terrible the Sphinx can be. All right.
I think one of us should roll for the Sphinx at some point.
Now?
Not now, but like maybe on the next turn.
Okay. Well, it's going to go to me. So
Maybe you got to roll for the Sphinx because if you were to go here and use this block,
yeah.
then I can't do that grandiose double move.
No, but I could get one of the gods.
That's true.
Okay, I'll take Triton
Okay.
because I'm assuming you're going to vacate this spot.
I'm leaving there,
So I'll be
yeah.
able to move twice. And that
Exactly.
way I can get, it's going to be faster for me to get to this side of the board.
Exactly.
All right, Naveen, there's a lot of discussion. Back to you.
Let's see if I can pull it off. Okay, so I'm
Please
gonna
do.
I'm gonna move and build.
Okay.
And then I will be using Demeter's power. So
Okay.
we're gonna be moving.
Uh-huh.
And Demeter's power says your worker that builds may
Build
build a
twice.
second time in a different space
Yeah.
neighboring the worker. Again,
Yeah.
neighboring is all the spaces around.
Yeah.
So first one we'll be building this base here. It's
Okay.
not complete, but we're gonna
Correct.
put it up top.
Very, very good.
By using the power, we're going to use Demeter's block that's on here, completing this portion of the gold objective.
Yes.
Gonna go there.
Nice.
And then because I did the quest
Yeah.
by clearing it off by using the power, we get a
You get
piece
another
of our
piece.
choice.
Okay, what do you think? So this needs a middle.
So we have a middle here, but,
Yeah, but that
are you
needs
having plans for that?
to go here. Well, I'm going to build this on this spot.
I mean, this
so-
person is dead in the water unless I do a middle, right? Because if I can only move one place, right? So
Yeah.
if I move here and I don't have a middle, then they're dead.
All right.
Middle.
You've sold me.
Middle.
Middle.
Demeter goes to the discard.
Discard.
There we go.
All right. We need to build this.
You need to build that.
No, you're gonna help me.
I'm gonna help you.
It's a two-level coin.
Yes.
We need to build this because if we can, then we get to choose a discarded god
And
card.
we get a piece of our choice.
Yes,
Okay.
and we're running out of god cards.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go now using Triton's power. Each time your worker moves to a map border space, which this is, then it may move again. Yeah, it has the dot. It has the dot with a little.
I think it's because, you know,
corner.
movement is all diagonal. It's
Yeah.
not just orthogonal. Had
Yeah.
it been orthogonal only, then I think this would not be considered. But because you have access to diagonaling,
Yeah.
right? That's a border space.
Yeah. I think it's just the ones in the very middle are not,
Mm-hmm.
like, this is not a border space, if that makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to move. And because it's a border space, I get to move again. So
Sweet.
there's that. And then I'm going to build. It says clear this by building on a map border. So this is an exception to that default quest rule that had a specific requirement. But this is considered a map border space. So now it's been cleared.
Right.
All right. So what piece do we want?
Well, we are shy of 2 bases.
Yeah, we can get a
We
base,
can get
though,
one through the god.
through the gods.
So we need middle for here.
Yeah.
Middle for here and here. So the Sphinx, if you roll a white, you get a middle.
Let's
you
just
roll
get a middle.
pink. Yeah.
Let's just make it
Middle.
Make it simple. There you
Okay.
go.
Sounds
All
good.
right. What would you like to do?
I think I'm just gonna press on.
Wait, no.
Oh.
Why don't you just build this?
You want me to build that?
Because we get to add a god card back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All right. So I will go here.
Okay.
I will build with one of our many middles.
Yes.
This one goes on top, right there.
We
It's
did
done?
it.
Yeah, it's done. Okay,
We
so
completed
objective
our
1 is
first
completed.
Objective.
By doing that, we get a reward.
So add a piece to the stockpile, then choose one discarded god and return them to the deck.
Okay, so the way I see it is we only need 2 bases left.
Yes.
One god comes with a base. The discarded god is going to come with a base, right?
Correct.
So we have 2 of these. So I think we should probably protect ourselves by having another base.
Another base.
Because we might have to do like something funky where it's like move and just build base to survive.
I see what you mean. That's
know what I
very
mean?
smart,
Yeah.
Naveen. That is true. Because you cannot move more than one space
Yeah.
when you move and build. You gotta move.
You gotta
and then
move,
build.
build,
So
so-
sometimes you just have to waste a
Waste a
build,
piece.
right?
Plus, if we
Yeah.
want to ace this thing,
Yeah.
if we never do use that
Yeah.
extra thing, then that'll be the
Then we get
piece.
the ace.
Yeah, we get the ace. Yeah.
So, which god card would we like to return? That is the question.
Who sounded cool earlier? Maybe Demeter. The way
Demeter?
I see it is Demeter is lined up perfectly for that same situation where I moved and did a double build at
Yeah.
once. If I can build this level here by moving, then if I was to acquire Demeter, I could move and then do a double build at once.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So,
There we go.
Demeter's going to go directly there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was your turn, right?
Yes.
So it goes back to me, and I think you've got that covered, right?
I've got this and then the two technically bases covered here, and then I think it's just like on me. So I think it's just about you surviving.
If your worker builds in a space that neighbors another figure, it may build a second time. Ugh, I really want that one where you can walk through each other. So on my turn, I'm gonna roll the die.
Sphinx.
Riddle of the Sphinx.
So no black, no orange. Everything else is good.
I mean, I have two pieces that I could.
Black.
Okay, so I roll the black color, which is a skull symbol. I must kill off one of my builders. Who is it gonna be? This one. Let's just get out of your way.
Yeah. Okay.
So this worker is removed from the game completely.
That's not good.
That's not good. I can't do that again because
There's no consolation. There's out.
yeah. So why don't you go do your thing?
Okay. Well. Okay. Let's go ahead and just move and build.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we like that?
We like
Move and
that.
build.
So that's the second
Second
gold.
one. Did you want to roll again?
No, I can't because I think if I have to remove my second worker,
You're good.
you just skip me.
Yeah.
It's not like the game ends.
Player elimination.
It's player elimination. Any god cards that I take get discarded back to the supply. So let's do it.
Might as well.
because you might as well. Might as well.
White.
White.
Ooh, a middle piece.
Fantastic. So we successfully rolled a color that was still there. So we get a middle
I'm
piece.
not too jazzed about the middle piece, honestly, because we
That's
already
okay.
had the one middle piece that was here.
You know
but
what? It is what it is. You have to get a god card.
I do Demeter.
Demeter.
Yes, I'm definitely going to do that,
So
which is
Demeter gives you that
with the base,
base. And I'll just go ahead and take the last god card.
just to survive.
Just to survive, because now it goes back to you for your brilliant plan.
Okay, brilliant plan. We're moving.
Yes.
We are going to use Demeter's power, which allows you to build in 2 adjacent locations.
Right.
So I'm going to be using this one here, which completes that. This one off of Demeter is going to go here.
Beautiful.
And then we were successful by using their power. So the quest, Demeter's second quest, we get another piece.
Yeah. What do you want?
Let's see.
Let's get a.
It doesn't technically matter, I think.
No, we are about to win.
I think we're going to win this, right?
So let's just. You know what? Let's take.
Let's get a blue piece.
Let's get a blue piece.
Get a blue piece that off the table. Might
A
as
piece
well.
that we're absolutely not going to use.
Yeah.
Is there?
There we go.
Okay. So then it goes back to me, and I'm just going to buy time, right?
Okay. Sphinx it up.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Sphinx it up.
Oh, it's off screen.
It's off screen.
but
It's a green. So it was
Anything
successful.
of your choice.
Anything of my choice. Let's just get all the pieces.
The whole thing. Yeah.
All right. Now it's back to you.
Okay, perfect.
For the win.
This is for the win.
Yeah.
This is very, very different than our last time we played.
Right.
So I'm going to move here.
Yes.
We're going to build the middle piece that we have here.
Nice.
And that will complete it.
That's it.
There we go.
The riddle is done because all of the objective coins for the riddle have been completed.
Yep.
Now, the ace says after collecting the last objective coin, have at least one block or dome left over in the stockpile or on your god cards. And we have a
4
ton
of
of
them,
them left over. So that's it. We
Yeah,
did it.
did it, yep.
We have completed the riddle of the Sphinx Seaport City. Good job.
Thanks.
The Sphinx can let us through or whatever that does for us.
You get to go to Riddle 3, I guess.
Yes, and
Yeah.
technically at this point, you can continue on to the next scenario that's a part of that cluster on the map, or you can just pack it up and wait till next time. So at this point, by the way, you would refer to that map,
Yep.
and for each objective that you're able to complete, you get to fill in one of the diamond bits on the map, and it helps unlock god cards. And so the way that it works in this expansion is each god card can basically be introduced into the deck twice per god card that you have connected to the middle part of the map. That's pretty much how you can cycle through the different god cards. I believe you get to decide when to include that god card as a part of your campaign, but that is the campaign aspect to it.
Right.
And again, this was considered an easy scenario or riddle, even though the first time around it wasn't that easy.
was
But
hard.
it seems we figured it out.
Yeah.
And this is also considered a prototype copy of the game. So the pages in our particular narrative booklet aren't even complete.
Right.
For more information regarding the campaign, as well as everything that's going to be coming out with this expansion, we encourage you to check out the link in the description below. And the campaign is only going to be live for a few more hours.
Yeah.
So feel free to check it out.
Now, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more in the future, of course, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.